I hope it's a beautiful autumn day wherever you are in the country, and I love it wherever you are in the world. So let's kick this off. We're going to go in order, just as you see it on the screen here. Eric to Conda to Candace to Robert. Guys, if y'all could just pop in, say hello, good morning, share a little bit about whether or not you're an individual agent or are you a team lead. Talk to us a little bit about your volume, your production level, how many years in the business, just to sort of get a gauge of who's up here today and bring into everybody here in the audience. So Eric, let's go ahead and kick it off with you.
Okay, sure. Can you hear me?
Sounds great. Brian, can you turn off your mic? There we go. Go ahead, Eric.
Okay, are we good now? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Eric Pitoto. I serve the Kamloops and Kelowna markets here in British Columbia. 30 years in the industry, led a top producing team a number of years ago, owned a few brokerages, started a coaching company in 2013, and so I've had a very unique experience, and joined EXP in the spring of 19. Very grateful to be here. Super excited about our future, and always looking to help out agents.
Fantastic, Eric. Thank you so much, and we very much look forward to hearing more. That this tenure in the business is fantastic. So 30 years, congrats.
Yeah.
All right, Ms. Conda.
Hi, Conda Davidson. I'm from Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri, which is right in the center of the United States. And we are a vacation spot. We have the largest man-made lake in the United States. If any of you've watched the series Ozark, that made us popular this year. We're nothing like that, but it kind of gave us some notoriety. I have been in the business 22 years and moved over to EXP in 2017 and just got my 6th ICON award. Absolutely love EXP, love everything about it. My husband and I are a domestic team. We do, last year and the year before, we did about 40 million. I do have a couple of people on my team, mainly just when I take on new agents and kind of try to train them and then let them go off on their own. Or I have, a couple people that have just wanted to do it in retirement, but they need that kind of support over them. So we have an awesome administrator that basically holds everything together. So that's kind of my story.
Fantastic. Very, we live very parallel lives, it seems. We're a domestic team, my husband and I as well. Sounds like we're right about the same volume. My question, Conda, is tell me you've met Jason Bateman.
Well, we heard that he or someone, we heard that he at some point had some experience here as a young child at Lake of the Ozark, which is why he wanted the series done here. A lot of the actual filming was done in, I don't remember if it was Alabama or Georgia, but he was here a couple of times, and my daughter actually saw him when he was doing one of the shoots here. So we're kind of bummed that it's over, but it was really an interesting series, and we kind of parallel the storyline, except just in different ways. We don't have poppy farms and we don't have people electrocuting each other. But anyway, it did bring us a lot of popularity, and we do have people that come here just because the old resort that it was based on is still standing and still very much like it was. It's called Elhana. So that's really interesting that it actually exists and it's here.
That's very, very cool. So being the largest man-made lake, this is getting a little bit off topic, but you have a vast area that you serve and that you have to drive to when showing and selling?
Yeah, it's actually very large, and that's one thing that a lot of agents do not realize when they start. They want to get their real estate license and sell real estate here, because we have, I think it's like almost 2,700 miles of shoreline. So we kind of specialize in, but it winds around like almost like a snake. So, you can be showing a house and like I'm looking at one across the cove from me, but it can take 40 minutes or 45 minutes to get there because you have to go out and around and on the roads. So it is a pretty vast area. We're unique and different than Branson, Missouri, Table Rock Lake, because they will allow you to build right on the lake here. So I have a lot of referral clients from California and other parts of the United States that they think we are the biggest hidden gem that there is, because you can actually build a home right on the lake and have your own private dock with your boat, go out on the lake every weekend in the summer. We have probably 100 water restaurant bars that you can go frequent, and so it's kind of a hidden gem. Anybody wants to come, more than welcome to treat you if you want to come here and check it out.
Very, very cool. Thanks for sharing that, Conda, very much. Looking forward to today. Candace, how is it in Tennessee?
Good morning, everyone. Can you guys hear me okay?
We've got you.
Awesome. So in Tennessee, we just surpassed Austin, Texas as the #1 job market in the country. We've had Alliance Bernstein, Nissan, Mitsubishi, Oracle, Facebook, and Amazon move here. So we went from a sleepy little country town to the most cranes in the air. Then we have no state income tax, and we have really low property taxes. So I think during COVID, there was literally a mass exodus from California, Chicago, New York, Texas, all sorts of people moving here. So we have been just keeping up with the business. And it's obviously Nashville and the surrounding areas offers so much for someone to live here. We feel very honored to be part of helping people find their home and helping them, being compassionate, getting people, helping them through that moving and transitioning process, whether they're, moving locally or from far away. And so anyway, it's a really super fun place to live. So we do, my husband and I, our team, we came to EXP a year ago. We're so super thankful. We love this company. It's the best move we ever made. And we got ICON, I think, a month ago or 2 months ago, and then just went to EXP Con in Vegas, which I highly recommend for everyone. It was amazing. And then, so we're building here. We are excited about all the different certifications, that EXP is offering, that we found out. We're doing the Relo and the Express offers and the Affinity and all of those certifications. So we're basically trying to create a faucet for us and our agents, so that we can capture the market share here in Tennessee as the market slows down, a little, maybe not slows down, maybe softens a little, but definitely, has slowed down a little, softening. But we are really excited to help people. And I don't know, it's been, we also sell cabins in the Smoky Mountains too, which is where Dollywood is, where Dolly Parton did an amusement park. And Forbes had rated that Sevier County as the top place to own a short-term rental, because so Tennessee is very much a transportation state. That's why FedEx is here, because you can drive to almost 70% of the company or in the country in less than 12 hours. So a lot of people drive to Dollywood to have vacations. So the cabins that are out there do really, really well. And so we also have our license in the Greater Smoky Mountains to help investors from Nashville or all around to invest in there. But anyway, we're just super happy to be here. And is there anything else you want to know? Anything else I can say? Okay.
So you said the Smoky Mountains as well. Where's your primary base?
Yeah, so primary base is Nashville and the surrounding areas. So we work Nashville and then all of these sort of small towns around Nashville. We do a lot of business in Williamson County, which is just south of Nashville. That would be Brentwood and Franklin and Columbia, Spring Hill, Thompson Station. That's sort of the suburb of Nashville, if you will say, Williamson County, sort of that really highly desired area. And then we also, so if you drive 3 hours away, that's where the Smoky Mountains sort of, base camp is right there. And so we're about 3.5 hours from there, but basically we're Nashville and surrounding areas of Nashville. So it's they kind of yeah, everything's fairly close. And so until you get out to real rural, but yeah, we've done, and we just love it. So it's a great place to live and raise a family.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much, Candace. That's great information. Thank you. Thank you. Sounds beautiful.
Thank you.
Right. Mr. Robert, how is it in Ontario? A little bit about yourself, team, individual, your volume, and yeah.
Yes. Hello. Can you hear me okay?
We've got you.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So I'm out in just a suburb of Toronto, Ontario. It's called Mississauga. We're about 1 million people, so it's a pretty large city. And I run a mega icon team, so we have about 20 people on the team. It's my second year with EXP, so we're absolutely loving it. It's good. It's helped me really grow and help me grow the team. So a lot of that has been very, very helpful. And yeah, we did about 200 transactions last year. I don't have the exact volume, but our price points are pretty high. So like the average price point in our area is probably over $1 million now. So it's a pretty good amount.
Those are some good numbers right there, Robert. That's awesome.
Thank you.
I love it. I love the Toronto thing too. It's always going to have a very near and dear spot in my heart. My husband used to play baseball, and he made his major league debut against the Toronto Blue Jays when he was with the White Sox in Chicago. So was able to visit that area for a little bit. So it's beautiful.
Yeah, Toronto's a pretty big city these days, and Mississauga is a little bit more parking, and it's getting busier. We're getting more rail, and we're getting more transportation put in, but it's pretty good. Today, I'm actually at a vineyard. It's 32 acres. I'm sitting outside, and it's a property that I have for lease right now. So I'm meeting some clients later, and I ended up coming a little early. So I'm just sitting out in the patio at a vineyard right now, just enjoying the beautiful, beautiful weather.
I love it. That's so awesome. Sounds amazing. Okay, so we're going to circle back over to Eric. I don't know how many in the audience or how many here on the panel are paying attention to our social media channels with EXP, but I will tell you, one of the things that I have loved following here as of late is Glenn Sanford. He is really stepping up his communication to all of us via especially like Instagram Lives and Facebook Lives, and just pouring out his heart and his thoughts and his vision. And it's so nice to have a leader in place that, after all of these years, and I mean, he just has passion for this company that he continues to build alongside of the other leaders, and his care for us as agents is, it just touches my soul. So let's just kind of kick off our first question here with some social media. And are you guys following EXP social media? And what are you guys specifically doing with your social media efforts to reach your database or to reach your clientele list? And maybe give some ideas of things, content that you're sharing. Eric, we'll kick it off with you.
I'm sorry, I missed out on a few of those words. There's something going on with this connection. Could you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, no worries at all. No worries at all. Just what are you ramping up any of your social media efforts in the correction that we're going through right now, this rebalance or this balance, if you will? I was just talking a little bit about Glenn Sanford and how awesome it is to see him, pouring out to us as agents. And I know I've personally been inspired to do more videos with through social media channels with our own individual clients, because it's just impacted, it just right, what happens with leadership trickles down to us, and then it gets my wheels turning to go, oh gosh, you know what, he's just raw and authentic and just off this run, he's a sweaty mess, we shouldn't care what we look like on video. So I don't know. I think that's a super important thing. And I'm just curious, each of you guys, what you're doing with your social media efforts when touching your clients or reaching out to your clients.
Okay, gotcha. I am by no means a social media guru, but I appreciate it and I see the need for it. The thing tell people to focus on when they're looking to do something like that. Well, and what little I focus on, I mean what I focus on and what little I do, is to add value about your whatever your message is to try to add value, and not necessarily, I mean, you don't need to make it about you. You're already there. Just be the one adding value to to whoever gets in front of your message. Now, video obviously is very powerful, and one of the platforms I do use for my newsletter to communicate with my clients every month is a platform called BombBomb, which is a really good platform for realtors to use if you want to even send out a video message to a client real quick. There's so many applications for it, so I would highly recommend you check it out if you haven't already. But yeah, like I said, I don't do a ton of social media. Just just make sure whatever you are doing, just to provide value.
I love that, Eric. That is so true. No matter how you're spreading the message, make sure that the message is full of nothing but just, oodles of greatness. And BombBomb, guys, is a fantastic. I'll type it in the chat here. BombBomb is a phenomenal way to get messages across via video, via email marketing. Thank you, Eric, for sharing that so much. Appreciate it. Conda, how about you, hon?
Well, I'm kind of like Eric. I'm definitely not a social media as far as from the tech end. So, it was very challenging for me being I'm in my 50s, so I'm definitely not a tech guru. But one thing our business is 100% repeat client and referral. So mine's all about relationships. So I just got really raw. I got diagnosed with MS in 2019. And so I've been on this health journey ever since then, which I love. You mentioned Glenn and what he's doing. And I just love the fact that now they're kind of taking the health route and offering that through I think it's Biome and so I just started recording YouTube videos, and I did have to hire a gal that knows how to post them and how to get them out there and post some Facebook ads or whatever you do. I don't even know what you do, but she gets them out there in a way that they're reaching a lot more people. And it's all about the health journey that I'm going through and the things that I've learned, all the way from I'm now using like a vibration plate, which I never heard of a vibration plate, but it's a plate that you stand on that vibrates and oscillates, and it engages your muscles and your lymphatics and your circulatory system. So it's super good for you. So I did a video about that, and the one that I purchased, I don't try to promote things, but I just wanted people to know, hey, this is something that I was not aware of. I'm teaching some classes in the Missouri state just about things I've learned during my health journey about, certain even simple things like vitamins. I had no idea that there was so much difference in vitamins, but my functional doctor said, look at the vitamins that you've been taking for all these years. And I looked on the back, and I was getting 10% of my vitamin A and 15% of my vitamin C. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so, he told me some brands to look at and that they offer 100% or 150%. So I've been going through a lot of things I've learned that I wish I would have known before I got diagnosed. And so I'm sharing that with people, hoping that maybe they can change their lifestyle even a little bit to improve health-wise. So I just love the fact that Glenn is doing that. But that's really how I've been kind of getting I really haven't been doing it to get new business, because, 100% of our business is repeat and referral. So I've just been doing that to try to keep my clients, and they all tell me how much they enjoy the videos and are learning and are becoming healthier. So that's kind of my goal.
I love that, Condell. First of all, I will definitely keep you in our thoughts and prayers. And it goes back to social media being such a powerful tool where, I've gotten crazy things off of TikTok, as crazy as it sounds. Where it's been something been brought to my attention, I take it to a functional doctor or a regular doctor, and find that, they've known about all this, we've got to be proactive with our health. And I love that. I'm definitely going to reach out to you because now I'm interested to know whether or not the vitamins I'm taking are getting full absorption. So thank you for sharing that. I swear we're all little journalists, right? And I find that the most successful of us when we use when we're the ones using social media, quote unquote, lead generate. It's just about sharing the story and connecting with people at the end of the day. So it's such a relationship business with a side.
You know, one of the things that I learned that was probably the biggest thing that I've learned is, and the whole leadership meeting was kind of about this for anybody that was in it, about mindset. But, you know, as real estate agents, we are so stressed out and we're so high strung and we just go, and our brain never gets a chance to relax. And since I was diagnosed, I've really focused on meditation and calming my mind, both in the morning as setting the intention and being grateful, and then in the evening to calm myself. And it's just made an absolute world of difference. And I've also posted, you know, what my favorite meditation things are and the channels that I follow. So, you know, and people have reached out to me with, oh my gosh, you know, that's really helped me, because so many people like, I don't know how to meditate. And I didn't either. But you can learn, and it really does help. You know, I can just feel my body calming when I do it.
So important. Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much. How about you, Miss Candace? Talk to us a little bit about your social media.
I am here. Okay. So I love that we have, you know, I love the venue of social media. You know, I always feel like it's never one thing, you know, like you hit on it 100% when you said this is a relationship business. And so when I think of social media, it's social, you know, so it's like, I feel like it's almost like going to a party or walking into a, you know, a place. And so just wanting to be myself there. What we did recently, a couple of things we did yesterday, we started, we filmed actually an invite for our Christmas party for our clients. And so we dressed all in red, which, you know, of course, feels totally weird because it's, you know, still sunny out, but we got red on, we got a little, you know, we got some decorations up behind us. We went outside to where the venue is going to be, where we're going to host our Christmas party. And we did 3 videos. We did one inviting them. We did one where it was like, it's a 2-week countdown. And then we did another one that was like, the party's tomorrow. And then, so that was really fun. You know, staying seasonal. I got extremely inspired at EXPCon when they talked about really taking care of the people that you have. And so really looking at what the needs are within your database. So if it's a lot, if they have a lot, you know, so I had my director of operations, I said, well, let's just go over our database and find out how many kids do they have? What age are their kids? Do they have pets? And then we can start gearing some of our social media around, you know, the best hikes in Tennessee in the fall, the best 5 places to see leaves, the best, you know, and he kind of, the speaker at EXPCon was like, you don't want to just be sending it. I can sell your house. I can buy your house, like everything that you guys were saying. The other thing is I've had clients that have relocated here that are trying to promote their own business. One's an interior decorator. So I said, hey, let's do a class together. Or every time she posts something, I make sure I go on and like it, or I'll mention her in my social media. So lifting other people up in the community that are getting their businesses started. We want to work on some videos to put on our YouTube channel, sort of like 10 buyer and 10 seller little videos. So when we have a new client, we can start sending them to those, or they can watch kind of how we go through the process of things without giving too much away. But at the same time, having that, I think it'll be a time saver to not always having to say the same thing over and over again, or they can go back and refer to it. So some reference videos for clients and potential clients. The other thing we did, which was not my idea, but someone that I work with a lot, another agent, we talked about, we're going to do a Christmas party for all the agents that we worked with this past year. So any agent that we did a deal with where they were on the other side, to show our appreciation and how fun it was to work with them. And of course, that gives us an opportunity to start a relationship, to be able to, we're not going to just talk about EXP when we're there, but of course, if the conversation comes up, we'll be happy to tell them why we love this company. There's also a lot of mortgage. There's also a lot of mortgage brokers, and there's a lot of other, a lot of people out there that are wanting to share marketing right now. They want to do videos with you. They want to post on social media. So you can always partner up with someone. And I know title companies are slow. I know mortgage brokers are slow right now. So they're looking to partner up with realtors to share the cost in marketing. So sometimes doing some social media stuff with them. And then KV Core is, we have found it to be an excellent resource to touch our clients without having to, touch them, but you can do videos and send videos to your clients through KV Core. That's been really fun. So social media, I know it's not just social media, it's not just that, but that's a beautiful way to have presence, especially if you're new and I remember when I was new, I would just post everything I was doing. I'm like, I'm here at this house. I'm here to open house. I'm here. And people thought I was doing all kinds of business. And they thought I was really a professional because I was posting so much when in truth, I was just calling other agents saying, hey, can I go by your house and make a video of your listing and give you credit? And, but somehow it made me look like, I was doing a lot. So I think it's wonderful. So I think there's a lot of avenues. Of course, you're always wanting to be more disciplined with it, make sure you're doing it yourself on it all the time. And when we get busy, it can fall off. So we'd love to look to hire someone that's doing marketing for us when we grow that big, to add that person on that's doing it. But that's basically, I think, being yourself. And, just like you guys were saying, whatever you're involved in your life is a beautiful way to tell a story. I love the way you said we're like little journalists. I wrote that down. I think that's a beautiful way to say it. So, and like you said, it's all about creating the relationship so that we can help them in their lives in this next chapter, or finding their new place, or selling their place, moving on. So just love that. So anyway, I hope that all made sense.
Yeah, Candace, that is some good stuff. Wow. I wrote down all kinds of little nuggets there. The party video, I love that idea, guys. That is super fun. We've got one coming up. I might have to steal that one. I love the agent Christmas party. What a wonderful way to really connect with our agent partners and build those relationships. So that is, even if it's guys, even if you just, those in the audience, let's say you did 12 transactions this year. Of course, I'm always going to be of the mindset to connect with agents that you really felt connected to, right? You don't want to partner with agents where it might not have been a great transaction together, or because then, you just, when you want to be in people with like-minded people. So, it could be just something where you're hosting, hey, I want to take you guys to coffee, or I want to, just go grab maybe an afternoon cocktail, just to share my appreciation for all that we did together this past year. I think that's fantastic. And yeah, I think and I also love what you said, Candace, about, and I think this is so important for everybody in the audience to hear, especially our new agents, is, I don't want to use the whole fake it till you make it, but yes, guys, get out there and get into model homes. These new construction on-site agents are hungry again, and we knew it was going to come. We knew when, it was super hot and they were taking us down to like a $5,000 commission or whatever it was, that it would turn around where, we would be seeing them pumping 5% our way just to get our clients into the door, not to talk about commissions or any of that kind of stuff. But I think, they're super, super hungry. So they're going to open up their doors and, get in there and see what interior designers are doing with model homes and how they're, getting things, super pretty, and, Instagram the heck out of that and get it on social. And, yes, go dip into open houses, even if you don't have a client there. Be your community expert. And especially right now, I'm not going to lie, our business looks a lot different from 40 million last year. It's not pretty at all. So we are definitely ramping up design tips, design tricks, how to have the home market ready. We just recently did a flip. I showed before and afters. Anything, you just keep putting content out there. And I also think it's super important as us as community experts to try to change the narrative around a little bit if we can. Yes, things suck right now with interest rates, and it's really pumped a lot of people out of, it's pushed a lot of people out of being able to purchase right now just because of affordability. But there is a great way to change this around. And maybe that conversation looks like to Mr. or Mrs. Seller, hey, you've got still an extraordinary amount of equity in your home. What does that picture look like if we take that equity, pop it into a different account, let that cover the higher interest that you're paying right now until we can reposition into or refinance into a lower interest rate once this nonsense sort of kind of balances out. So there's a lot of different types of communication that we could be having with our clients, and sharing that on social media is so important. So thanks for sharing that, Candace. Even if you don't have things that we're buying and selling right now, new listings, price reductions coming soon, there's a wealth of information out there to share that's going to keep you guys top of mind. So thanks, Candace, for sharing that. Okay, Mr. Robert, your turn. Social media.
Hey there. Sorry, just trying to figure out where that mute button is.
No worries at all.
So yeah, like I was at EXPCon for the last 2 years, and I really see a emphasis on social media, and a lot of people are doing a lot of business on, through social media, that they're just brand new agents and they're using YouTube and all that. So that's one thing that I've been trying to work on. I find when I started in the business, I was kind of doing some of the stuff that, we're talking about, like going to open houses and like I was posting a lot, but then I got really busy, and it's tough because then you're just trying to like document your day. So, a few people mentioned the Glenn Sanford, his reflections in the morning, and I love them. I watch all of them, and I want to kind of do that as well. Like it just seems like, well, obviously he has a great life. He runs great companies and successful and everything, but like he gives back so much, and he's out there doing those runs and everything like that. And I'm just looking at his life, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like it's great that we're in business, but then, showing that other side, I think is very important. And I think that's where I could work on, because when we're busy, my social media is like just listed, just sold, just sold, just sold. And like, I don't know if anybody really cares about that. So I was looking at things, and they're saying, try to have no more than 30% of your posts about business and 70% just about me and about what I'm doing. So I say I'm going to do it. It's tough to do that and to commit to that. And, I was like, we're just opening up a new office at EXP soon. That's going to be an EXP hub in Hamilton, which is about 30 minutes from where I am. And I was like, we're going to do some social media, but then we got busy with the architects and the contractors, and no content got put out. So I find it, something that we have to make an effort for. But social media, I think it's the future. I really do.
Absolutely. Robert, you need to, so you've got a 20-person team. You need to take one of those teammates and have them follow you around the video camera. All your endeavors that you're doing. That way you don't have that daunting task of, put them on your private pages and have them capturing it and using your voice as though it's you, right? It's coming from you.
Yeah.
And just say, do this, right? Because that's the hard thing for us as leaders, is the execution part. We have these great ideas. Like,
I do have somebody doing that, but it's not personal, because so we have 2 admins, and they have access to that. And there's one young person on the team that's really good at social media. So, we gave them access to our Shoreview Real Estate team Instagram. So they're kind of running that, and somebody runs mine as well. But I think, those reflections with Glenn and that personal part about doing that kind of stuff, it's great. So one of the things I was thinking about today, I was like, okay, I'm on my listing. It's a release, right? But it's this beautiful 32 acre vineyard that I'm at. So I was like, I'm going to talk about doing this icon. So I'm still working. I have my office anywhere with EXP, and and then I'm also going to just walk people through this really interesting property that I'm at. So I'm going to do that on social media. That's kind of what I plan to do today. So I got here early, so I was a little worried about internet, because I got here and there was supposed to be internet, it wasn't working, but my hotspot seems to be working okay. But that's what I'm gonna do. So I think it's really about content, and I think Eric, you mentioned like offering value to people. Like if you're putting out content, they already know it's about you. So now, what value are you giving them? And I agree 100% with that. And I would take it almost a step further, that if we can make it, about them, or be vulnerable sometimes. I think that really, I think people like to see that, instead of just the day-to-day business stuff all the time on social.
Oh, amen to that. That's hashtag truth right there. Love.
Absolutely.
Awesome, Robert. Well, yeah, enjoy that day out there. That sounds like amazing. I'm gonna have to go follow you. So what things look like up there.
And thank you. And actually, one thing I was going to mention, like a lot of people were talking about the events, like that we're doing social media for that. So we just had something for Halloween, and we had like a harvest kind of fest where we gave away pumpkins and everything. And then we're going to do one last get together, and we're just going to have like a holiday thing. So we're going to do it end of November, and we're going to invite our clients, investors, other agents, maybe we want to be in business with, and obviously the team. So we're going to be doing that as well. And I think those are important. So
yeah, I agree with you.
If you add some social media on there. Yeah.
This is the time of year to do it. The parties are plentiful. So if you're not in a position to host, then definitely get out there and attend as many as you can, because it's all about connecting with people. And, even connecting with our vendor partners. They have homes that they buy, sell. They have people that are looking for realtors. So, definitely keep those relationships super tight. We pride ourselves on being sort of the chosen ones, if you will, with our vendor partners. They've got, obviously, realtors are their clients, and they've got, a million of us at their fingertips. And so we're called upon and then chosen. We don't take that lightly. So, and it just, again, it goes back to that relationship building aspect, and it being genuine and authentic. And I love the vulnerability. Yes. Showing who you are out there, I think is so incredibly important. So fantastic. So we chatted a little bit about, each of you guys started talking a little bit about, some different tools that EXP provides us with. And, I think that's one thing that we have so much at our fingertips that this brokerage provides us with. And I often joke that there's, you can make education at EXP a full-time job, at just learning everything that they give us. So if y'all wouldn't mind, we're going to go back to you. If y'all wouldn't mind just running down the tools that EXP provides to use at a high level. So to just, I think Conda, sorry, it was, you mentioned, I think it was Conda. No, sorry, it was Candace. Candace, you mentioned below certified and express offers and Infinity. Eric, let's start with you. What EXP tools are you using? And maybe just share a little bit about those tools a little bit deeper on a higher level.
Okay. Again, not the best person to be asking about this, but only because my business is, similar to Conda's, where it's 100% basically repeat referral and repeat business. But given that I train a bunch of agents within my network, I'm very grateful for the ease in which we're able to use the cloud to connect and to meet, as well as the group chats. To me, this is what we bring to the table versus what a traditional brokerage does not. And it when people ask, well, where's the community in EXP when you have no place to meet? And which isn't true at all. We definitely have a place to meet. And so I'm very grateful for the cloud, and being able to access meeting rooms, share ideas, and be able to communicate freely through the communication portals that they've provided us as well.
I'm going to give that a double amen. A lot of other brokerages don't realize how easy it is for us to communicate and how quickly we get responses. Our broker in charge, we're dual licensed both North and South Carolina, and both of our BICs, I shouldn't say both of our BICs, we have one BIC that oversees both states, but the BIC that is primary North and South, both of them are just remarkably responsive via work chat. And then, to your point, Eric, just that with workplace and that communication. And, I'm on the hunt for an agent right now that serves the Fort Worth area. So the first place I'm going today is to that Fort Worth page to see who serves at a high level that area, so that I can connect our clients who are looking to sell out there. So I love those two tools, both coming into the world and Work Chat Workplace. So thanks for sharing that. Conda, how about you?
Yeah, Eric, that was an awesome point, because I love it when other agents say, where do we meet? And I mean, we meet anywhere we want to meet. I mean, I'm getting ready to go spend a couple months in Mexico, and I'll be able to meet with anybody in the world that I want to meet with. I just did a referral with the broker in Panama from a really good friend that's going to travel there the first week in December to look at some investment property. It's just crazy to me. I mean, it really is. Glenn is really creating a whole new way to do real estate. I'm actually teaching a course in Missouri that is the tools that I use on a regular basis with EXP. And I have to say that the one thing I think is underused, and especially Eric with training new agents, is getting them to be resourceful and go to the Explore Guide, which is your answer to everything. I mean, if an agent comes to me and has a question, I ask them if they've been to the Explore Guide, because you can find out, what are the qualifications for an icon? How do the awards work? Anything you want to find out, if you go to the Explore Guide, I just try to teach them that that's kind of EXP's encyclopedia, and to get used to going there. So I use that on a regular basis. I also try to encourage people all the time to go to the calendar at the beginning of each week and look down through the calendar of what is going on, and is there anything that you really feel passionate about that you would like to learn about, because I think that's a really big advantage, is all the education classes that we have. I mean, we just have, some of the most unbelievable people teaching in the world, and it's people that are doing it. It's not just, like you had that professor that had never done what they were teaching. I mean, these are people that are doing it on a daily basis, and you can learn their tips and tricks, and they don't mind sharing it. And the other tool I try to use a lot is Workplace. I try to, join the groups that I go to the ICON referral group, and I've really been focusing on referrals. I mean, I would say this year, we've probably 25% of our business has been agent referrals. And it's not just from EXP agents, although I try to always refer to the EXP agents, but I get referrals from all kinds of companies. So I've been trying to use that tool. And the last one that I would encourage everybody to use is, when we owned our own company before we joined, we had a full-time employee that did nothing but keep all of our records in Excel spreadsheets. I would encourage everybody to use, when you go to Enterprise and you go on the left-hand side into My Business, and you can look at your transactions, which is how I monitor and keep track of my EXP volume, so that I know, how many deals. I feel so bad when somebody misses being an ICON agent by like 2 transactions or, 1 transaction. I've heard of people. And if they would use that tool and be using that as a monitoring tool and exporting it to an Excel spreadsheet, you can use it for so much. I mean, you can use it, you can add a column and put the other agent that you did the deal with. You can put the source of your leads so that you can use it in your budgeting to find out, okay, how do I want to spend my budget? Where did the majority of my business come from? Which is why I spend my whole marketing budget on just client events and communicating with my clients. So, I mean, you're right. There's so many tools that I could just teach a class, and well, I am teaching a class in Missouri on just the tools. But I mean, I could actually spend probably a class on each tool if I needed to.
That is awesome. That's yes, girl, to all of that. So Enterprise is a wonderful place for us to just continually remind our agent partners, our downline to head there first is, I think, yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. Candace, how about you, hon? I'd love to hear more about any successes that you're seeing behind the Reload Certified Service Offers. And I think you said Infinity. I don't even know what that is. I should probably know what that is.
Absolutely. Well, when I went to the I'll tell you how it came about. When I went to the EXP conference in Vegas, there was a group of us that were supposed to be coming from Nashville. Well, it ended up being that I was the only one there. So part of the reason I signed up for these certifications were because I was like, well, I don't know anybody, so I'm just going to sign up for this certification. And so, but it ended up opening a whole new aspect of the business. The Affinity and the Relo, so EXP is the team they have. It's Don and Cindy. The team that they have is basically taking EXP into corporations and into relocation management companies. And EXP is very aggressively going in to take a market share of that for their agents so they're going to go in and go to a relocation. They're going to offer for corporations, kind of like you have health benefits, you have this, and we also have a free, relocation service. And then when that person, they want to move that person, say they're coming to Nashville, if I'm certified and I'm trained and I've got my profile is a good match for this relocation person, then EXP will send me the lead. So that's one way of getting revenue. Another way is you can actually go to a corporation. So say your husband or your son or daughter, or whoever, your aunt, your uncle, say they work for, okay, let's just do an example in Nashville. Like I have a friend that's a doctor at Vanderbilt, and they have an in and they're really close to HR, and they make me an introduction for me to the HR department there. And I say, hey, we've got 85,000 agents all around the country. And when you're relocating doctors here, or when doctors are moving, could that be a free service we could offer? Well, if I bring EXP into that company, and this is brand new, I think they're just doing it right now. I just spoke to, right, that's why I was a few minutes late. I was talking to one of the gals, to Dawn, but I believe the agent, that will become a revenue source for the agent. So if the person's moving to your market, if they're moving to Nashville, I will get that buyer or seller. But if I sign up a company that's in St. Louis and they're not ever coming to Nashville, if I bring that company to EXP and they sign EXP on, I believe if an EXP agent relocates them, I believe I also get paid a referral fee on that. So another revenue stream. So double check me on that. They're going to be announcing more. I feel like that's what I heard. I feel like that's where they're moving forward. And of course, if you go on Workplace, that's just another. So that's Affinity. There's one where it's offering the corporation. It's another one where it's a relocation management company that's already working with corporations. So like Morgan Stanley already has a relocation company that does all their relocations. So EXP is partnering with them. And the certification is to make you the best agent that you can be for relocating someone, because we want to do a great job so that we make the EXP look really good, so that all they want to do is use EXP agents all around the country. And then, so those are some revenue streams. One of the things that one of the guys said in Vegas that really hit me was, he was like, look, so if you're listening today and you're new or you're hearing stuff, he was like, it's the same thing in a conference where you like the tools at EXP, it's like a fire hose. And so he said to us in Vegas, he was like, look, you're going to go away from this conference and with 15, 20 things that you want to do. He's like, try to just implement just three things in the last quarter, and then add 3 things in the first quarter of next year. And then 3 things. He's like, by the end of the year, you will have added 12 things. And so me as like kind of an A type, like I'm going to try to do it all. And then I end up like, watching a movie, because I'm just like burn myself out. So I was like, okay, 3 things. And so I feel like if you're new like I said, we just hit our 1-year mark at EXP. For the first year, I was just getting to know the company, getting to know how everything worked. I was, all of that. I was really focused on buying and finding a person that wanted to buy or sell a home. Well, since I hit that year mark and from going to Vegas, now I'm really diving into the tools. KV Core is amazing. Even if you can just get your phone get someone to download it into Excel and download all of your contacts into KV Core. Or if you've already done that, even if you can just put all of your potential buyers on a seller campaign, even if you can just put all of your clients on the closed client campaign, just like one thing. And then the other thing, so that's affinity and relo. There's also a training, which I haven't done, on short sales and foreclosures. So I just feel like we're trying to all diversify ourselves so that we can stay alive in the changing market. So I was just thinking all of these are beneficial. The other one I did when I got home was express offers. Express offers is basically EXP has a list of institutional buyers or iBuyers. And when you get certified, this is a listing tool that you can use. You can go into a listing and say, hey, listen, the first step is I think that I have a buyer that will pay cash for your home. And so you can list it on the Express Offers site and see if an iBuyer will come and pick it up. So how it is, how when you're farming a neighborhood and you're like, hey, I think I have a buyer for you. Maybe it's an expired listing or it's a for sale by owner. And you're like, hey, I think I have a buyer. And they're like, okay, basically prove it. Well, you can actually go on Express Offers after you get certified and you can see if their house criteria falls within the buyer criteria. They call it the buy box. And if it does, you can post their house on there with their permission. Of course, you have to go through a seller disclosure. All the training tells you what to do. And then you say, listen, if it doesn't work out with that, I can list it for this. And so they gave you another tool to go in to get the listing. So that's Express Offers. And I'm sure I'm doing a bad job at explaining it, but it's like what OfferPad is. It's what Open Door is. And they even teach you how to net sheet it, where you show them, okay, you got this offer from the iBuyer. This is what you'll net. Okay, on your behalf, you allowed me to go to Open Door. This is what you'll net from Open Door. And then if I put it on the market, this is what it'll look like. And you can net sheet it for them. And it's just a great listing tool. So it's I feel like it's a way to create a relationship, because even if an iBuyer doesn't buy their home in cash, you've gone to their house, you've taken pictures for it, because you have to load pictures. It doesn't have to be professional. You have to load a certain amount of detail on there to put it on the EXP Express Offer site. And so you're creating a relationship with them the whole time. So the fact that they're going to go and spend that much energy to go to another agent, and if they're going to sell, most likely by the time you've hit that, they're going to use you. So, you may want to, me being sort of like overcommitted or whatever, even if you just did one certification, so you can get to know, it's basically, these are all just streams of revenue that EXP is giving us so that we can keep our faucet, keep our pipeline full. The other tool that I absolutely love, and I use it all the time, is going into the world, going to the stateroom and talking to either the transaction coordinator or the broker. If I have any situation that comes up and I feel like I am stabbing a guess at what I think is legal or not legal, or I think like it could be done or shouldn't be done, or I wonder, or a client says something to me that red flags me, I just go right into the world. I go right into the broker. I fill out my little form, click it, take a ticket. And in Tennessee, one of the brokers that we use, or one of the brokers that is there, used to be an attorney. And so every time I get her, I just always feel really safe and taken care of, where she'll say, hey, I wouldn't do that for them, or no, you need to tell them that that's this, or oh, this. And so I use that broker room and the transaction room constantly. I just, I don't want to misstep. I don't know everything. I barely probably know 1%. So the fact that I would think I'd know 100%, but that is one of the biggest tools that EXP has given us, is access to our broker. It is, literally I go on there and I think within a few minutes, I just get right on there and I can talk right to them. And then I know I'm not doing anything that's going to jeopardize my license, jeopardize my client or the other agent or anything. So I love all those. On the workplace, there is an affinity, an express offer, a reload group. You can join all of those. And then I also do the referrals on the workplace too. I kind of have a tab open on my computer when I'm working at my desk. That's workplace. And every like once an hour, even sometimes more than that, I'll just go click on and see people looking for referrals. A lot of times it'll be Nashville area. You don't always get them. It's highly competitive when someone posted on there like, hey, I have a buyer moving to Nashville. Who can do it? I mean, you get swarmed with people. So you're trying to get that business. One last thing, and I know I'm talking probably way too much. When I went to okay, tell me, should I stop now? I have one other thing, but I can stop.
No, go. Yeah.
Okay. So the other thing, when you go to the EXPCon conference, they give you an app for that event. And when I went into that room for certification, the gals that were up there giving the training, they said, hey, everybody take a moment and you click a certain thing on your app and you shake your phone. And when you shake your phone, every EXP agent that was in that room clicks onto your phone and you go connect. So I connected with all of them. When I got home, my assistant, who's, I don't know, she's smarter than anybody I know, she downloaded all of those agents onto a spreadsheet and loaded them into KV Core that said, she made a group for me, #EXPCon agents. Well, I did click, she loaded them all in. So I one click of the button and I've highlighted all of them. I sent out a mass email that said, hey, it was great meeting you at EXPCon. I'm Candace Angers. I'm in the Nashville market. I'd be happy to give you I did a little bit more. I'm happy to give you a 30% referral for anyone you send me. That was one email, went out to everybody at one time. And so that was another way to make a relationship for referrals for other EXP agents. So that EXPCon, that conference is another tool, just meeting people, there, and then hopefully creating referrals there. And so that was I just feel like EXP has really set us up. We're going to have a hard enough time. We're going to have to work, really hustle anyway. So to use all of these tools or to add them in as you go this year, I think is going to be really beneficial for all of us. They're trying to really set us up to succeed. And I feel like when you get overwhelmed, you can get paralyzed and not want to do anything. And so sometimes I have to just push through that. And I just go, okay, I'm just going to do the one certification, even though I don't even know what the heck it is. I'll just do it. And then as you're doing it, you're like, oh, this makes sense. And then, so anyway, watch out for paralysis, I guess. And just don't try to add everything in all at once, but just getting one thing accomplished and then knowing that you can do it it's just a great feeling. So
yeah,
that's it.
Such gold right there. Gold. So I love the three things a quarter. And by the end of the year, look at that diversification. And we all know that we need to create multiple streams in which to create multiple streams of revenue, get out there and diversify. So that is fantastic. I love that the reload, the express offers of Infinity, short sales and foreclosures, all of that can be found on Workplace. So just go pop into the search bar, each of those, and then you can join those groups. I know our team specifically, unfortunately, we were unable to go to EXPCon, and we understood that was the last certification of the year was to attend. And so I think it's going to be opening up in Q1, if I'm not mistaken. But
yes, I think it just won't be free, but yes.
Okay. So it'll be fantastic to dip into that. I'm incredibly interested to learn more about how we as agents can go to corporations locally and partner with their HR teams and sort of what that picture looks like. So, what are the advantages to that company? I maybe from, I don't know, monetarily, I'm just curious how that works. Do they take I'm assuming they take a large percentage like the way Cardis does. But yeah, that's fantastic information. Thank you so much, Candace.
Yes, anytime you get these leads, you're going to be giving a referral back to the relocation company. Sometimes it's different with every company, but it can be as high as 35%, as low as this, But I always think I'd rather have 65% of something than 0% of nothing. So I don't mind giving a referral.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. We're with you there. Cool. All right, Robert, we're going to close with you.
Awesome. Well, being in Canada, we don't have some of these relocation designations. I saw them at EXPCon, but unfortunately we don't have them or the express offer yet. Hopefully soon. But we use Workspace a lot, and actually I use it twice to go to the Build conference and to go to EXPCon just to get a hotel for something that was coming last minute. So, when people talk about how connected we are, like I just posted that I needed a hotel room, and boom, somebody that I don't know was more than willing to say, yeah, I have an extra one. We got an agent that's not with the company yet out there, and it's looking really promising that they're going to be joining, and they're really happy with it. So Workspace is great. Our team uses KV Core, and that's how I feed team leads. So we use KV Core in a lot of the campaigns that it has built in to nurture our clients. So we're big fans of that, and with EXP, having that available at a very low cost for the team version is amazing. So that works really well. For designations, I did commercial designations, which I don't know if a lot of people know about, and I don't know if we're still doing them, but it was really, really good. I sell a fair amount of commercial real estate. So just to be able to say that, I have my the National Commercial Real Estate Advisor, and it was like a whole week course. And there was also the Certified Real Estate Investment Planning Specialist. So they kind of put the two in one, and it was free from EXP Commercial, which is a whole nother opportunity that we have as agents. So that was amazing.
Oh, that is such good stuff. Such good stuff. Do you guys have EXP Commercial there in Ontario?
I believe we have it, and I haven't met with anybody that's actually part of it yet. But in Workplace, I do see a lot of commercial agents on there that we've been back and forth in different parts of the country. That works really well. But the fact of having those designations, I don't know how it is in your market, but in our market, there's usually like commercial or residential. So then if I love the commercial aspect of it, and just at the time when I joined 5 years ago, like I signed up 5 years ago, so into real estate, and I was an investor and owned commercial properties. So I was thinking of going commercial route, but the market in Ontario was just so crazy. I just said, no, I'm going to go residential. So every once in a while, you do a commercial deal with somebody, and the first thing they question, they're like, "Oh, are you a commercial agent?" Right? So now the fact that we have those designations just adds a little bit.
Yes. Awesome, Robert. Thank you. Guys, if there are any other questions, what a fantastic group you guys have been. I know I personally have jotted down a bunch of notes. I only see one question here in the chat box, and I think it was from Karen. Karen asking, how do you, let me go back to it. How do you attract, or how do you, where did it go? Where did it go? I think it was something about when there's no local support. Okay, there it is. Best way to try and get an agent from another area to get on board with EXP. How do you handle the challenge of no local support? That's a great question. I think it kind of circles back to it was either Conda or Candace talking about teaching agents to be resourceful with all the tools that we have. Because there's so much out there, it doesn't have to be a local thing. And then I guess my other response that to have that person become sort of the leader in that area to build that community out. I mean, when we joined EXP, there were 9,000 agents across the brokerage. Now we're at 85,000 plus. Even in our little area here in Fort Mill, South Carolina, which is actually Greater Charlotte, I have heard some agents in our organization, just talk about how they feel a little disconnected from time to time. And so, I heard that a while ago and understood the importance of stepping up as a leader and going, you know what, someone's going to have to do it, because we don't have salaried employees in place like some of the other smaller boutique firms, or even some of the larger brokerages that, that is their job. Their job is to create that community and to create the events and to create the happy hours. So, leaders in each of these little pockets need to step up, and that's why you see these little micro organizations popping up across the country, and always be welcoming of people outside of your downline as well. A couple of weeks ago, we had a cocktails and conversation where everybody from all over, everybody in our area that was with EXP was welcome to come. It wasn't just about our downline. So I don't know if that helps answer that or not. But are there any other questions out there? Brian, how about you? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being part of today. Eric, Rhonda, Candace, Robert, what a pleasure to meet you guys. Excited to keep our relationship going. And I hope everyone has an amazing weekend.
Thanks so much, everybody.